Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. The system got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, taking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. Fist in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter, but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears. But the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers, except how to heal. The scars that run so deep, wounds that time can't seal. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood. But deep down inside, there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part, but nobody sees the cracks in the hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows, but when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain. But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we keep concealed. Taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They say love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into two, but the pain lingers strong and true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me. In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of injustice greed. Against the odds, we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They try to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're shattering their leaps. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite. It's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They build the walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. This in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo when they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through, leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left a mess. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system. We're breaking the mold. Listen again, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise. Let them know we're here. Riders ignite. To remember this moment, remember this space, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system. Yeah, we all got dreams, but we stuck in the grind. Looking back at the past, but it's time to unwind. Everyone can do it, just gotta take that step. Stop dwelling on the losses, let's rewrite the rep. Hating on the president, calling him corrupt. But let me break it down, we gotta interrupt. Law's been in place, he's just playing the game. Ain't about the man, it's about the system's name. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise, yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past, let the hate fall away. We building the future, let's seize the day. Can't you see? You bleeding all over the matrix, caught in the hype. Man, it's all fake tricks. The medic bag empty, y'all shit out of luck. Wake up before you get stuck. Y'all act like y'all in love, but y'all really in lust. Lost in the fame and the fortune. You ain't got no sense. You got the influencer fixation. You let them run your life. Red or blue, you're just a puppet with strings, always in strife. You think they care, but they don't give a damn. Just chasing the glow, the celebrity clout. They'll play both sides, the red and the blue, but they're just pulling your strings while you're stuck on your move. You're waiting for someone to tell you you're in luck, but mommy and daddy ain't coming, they're not in the cut. You're so blinded by the fame, the glitz and the glam, you forget what's real and who you really are. Wake up and see that you're just a pawn in the game. The red and the blue, they're all just the same. Stop being a puppet and take control of your life and break free from the chains. It's time to ignite. How do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise. Yeah, it's all fake tricks. The medic bag empty, y'all shit out of luck. Wake up before you get stuck. Yo, I see the struggle, I feel the pain, but we can't let the darkness keep us chained. We got the power, the voice is the might. Let's come together to wrongs and to right. Everyone's a player, so step to the front. No more division, let's rise from the blunt. It's not just about politics, it's a call to unite. Stand tall, move forward, let's ignite the light. Yeah, we're all in this together. No need to divide. Let's focus on the future. Let the love be our guide. From the streets to the halls, let's make change. Break the chains of the past. Let's rearrange. Y'all,
right? But then I started doing my own little research and I was like, oh shit, this little boy that did them two little lives with Candace Owens, they go in a little deeper. And if you came for fluff, you might want to exit stage left. All right. So let's break it down. Charlie Kirk's video. Papa Duck has a little, a little part of. They wanted fireworks, and he gave them a TED talk with attitude. So now we got outrage on both ends because clarity is controversial, and when he speaks, legacy is loud, I guess. But let's listen to what Papa Duck gotta say. All right, like I said, listen, we're not here to bash anybody. We're here to talk about it. All right. Like I said, we don't do debates on this channel for that simple fact. All right. This man is not here today just for having a simple opinion. All right. Now, if y'all could prove to me that he was racist, and I mean really prove to me that he was racist, I'll shut the fuck up. If y'all could prove to me that he did all these bad things that, is worthy of him getting killed, I'll shut the fuck up. I don't think so. I don't think he said anything that's worthy of him getting killed yet so far at all. And even if he did say something outlandish, what was the point of killing him? Y'all wondering why Trump is doing the things that he's doing? People don't want to hear that. Hey! I don't want to see that right now.
Papa Doug, I'm sure y'all saw what happened to Charlie Kirk yesterday. All right. And to be quite frankly honest with you,
Uh-oh.
a lot of blacks really don't care. And in some cases, whites don't either.
When you go on a plane, do you go to the pilot and ask for credentials, or do you believe that the airline did the right thing and hired the right? So you ask
No,
for
I
their
don't.
credentials.
Actually,
you don't.
I'm starting
you don't.
to.
So
well, hold on. I
for
start
some
to doubt
reason,
it.
we
That
can
was
have
my
both
statement.
diversity and
That
everything.
was my statement.
Right.
My statement was when you're going to if you're going to go from 4% of the pilots being black to 50% of the pilots to be black, it begs the question: you are going to lower the standards. Should black
All right, my bad, guys. I don't know what the heck just happened with StreamYard, but this John tripping. Like, it just got all discombobulated. Like, what in the world? All right, let me make sure y'all able to see everything. Yeah. Bring that back up. That's me. This shit has got me all. Here we go.
Yesterday, all right? And to be quite frankly honest with you, a lot of blacks really don't care. And in some cases, whites don't either.
When you go on a plane, do you go
And that's my biggest question, right? If blacks or whites don't care, why is they making this such a big thing like this?
to the pilot and ask for your credentials, or do you believe that the airline did the right thing
No.
and hired the right? So you ask.
No,
for
I
their
don't.
credentials.
Actually,
you don't.
I'm starting
You
to-
don't.
Yeah, why
So-
you
so-
different?
so
I
for
start
some
to doubt
reason,
it.
we
That
can
was
have
my
both
statement.
diversity and
That was
everything.
my statement. My
Right.
statement was when you're going to if you're going to go from 4% of the pilots being black to 50% of the pilots to be black, it begs
Right.
the question: you are going to lower the standards. Should black people get reparations?
I believe they should,
Why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
because there are people that are in a worse place because their family was brought here as slaves.
So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. It was such a big deal.
Are you blaming a person for being stuck in
Yes.
indentured servitude?
How did the Jews get so wealthy
If you were-
post-Holocaust?
Sir,
How did the Jews get so wealthy? How did the Asians get so wealthy?
Reparations. The answer is reparations.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So that's why you
80% of
think it is.
blacks do not have a stable father around. It is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a or a criminal.
And why
It's
do you
not
Hold on, wait a minute. So people are mad at him for having the same type of debates and conversations that we're having on podcasts? That's what got people so outraged out here. Blessings, blessings. We got Uncle L in the building. Blessings, blessings.
not a
you think that's
racism
a problem?
It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women
And
that they have
why-
impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that
Is-
that happens more in the black community compared to
On-
others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community, and it
oh, so
shouldn't
it's
be.
culture. Okay, okay.
Don't take my
I
word
see.
for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%. Is that a bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy? How
They
can
should
you
all
blame?
be addressed and they're all related.
Okay, how is a white person to blame? Wouldn't it be more like smart to be like, hey, that this is not about systemic racism. Like, stop impregnating your women and abandoning them? Black pilot.
These are the same type of conversations we have on these podcasts every single day. And guess what? Within our same race, some of us think like that too. So what's the problem? Listen, I don't get tired, right, of saying y'all want to listen. So people are so focused. We got to fix the white on black crime. How do you want to fix the white on black crime unless you fix the black on black crime? How are we going to fix the white on black crime, right, unless we fix the black and brown on black and brown crime? Let's put it like that. I mean, I can go even deeper. I mean, we've had conversations. Listen. I've been on panels, right? Like, it shouldn't have gotten this far. Nobody should have felt a type of way, right? Because of his opinion, his views. See, people don't have common sense no more, all right? Like, that's why I block a lot of people. Listen, if you here to argue me the fuck down over somebody's opinion, get the fuck out my face, yo, right now. We all got opinions. An opinion is like a fucking asshole. Everyone has it. And we don't all think the fucking same way. We're in 2025, but motherfuckers make it feel like it's 1942. Shit. But we're doing that. We expect for the government to do things for us that we should be doing for ourselves. And then wonder why they looking at us the way they look at us. Why are they still playing around with us like guinea pigs? Come on, man. It's crazy as shit that motherfuckers want to be like MLK and Martin Luther King, but are not willing to become martyrs. That's the funny part. Listen, pay attention.
I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas?
Now, like I say, when you speak on black people's situation, you're gonna ruffle some feathers, right?
Yep, that's a fact.
And I feel like sometimes some people are just too smart to speak ignorant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black people didn't ask to be like this. People in general didn't ask to be like this. We did not. Name me one person that agreed to live to this way of living, getting up, going to work, paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to buy medicine, even though these motherfuckers are the ones that's making us sick.
Mm-hmm.
No black families that have fathers in the house because our women have been coerced to use what they call the man in the house rule, which is an actual fucking law, right? Basically coerced to go and let the government becomes the father, because you cannot be on these programs if you got a man in the house which has shit to do with anything, which says we don't want y'all to have a functional family. What the
My bad. I'm gonna get right back to him. And he's speaking facts, yo. And that's why I say, man, I've seen so many women, right, get the fuck up. All right, dust themselves off, shake it off, and say, I gotta get it together. I can't depend on this motherfucking welfare system. One way or another, I'm gonna get on my feet, and I don't care how, whether I got a support system or I don't. And they work their way up. And what's funny is, right, they've raised their kids, those that do got those kids, right? And it's because we bash all women, we bash all men. Right? But we don't ever give light to the ones that actually make it. The ones that make it out the hood because they fucking fought hard. They put that work in. You see where I'm coming from? We give the spotlight to everything negative, everything toxic. That's all we fucking know how to talk and see. But we've seen positive shit. We've seen people come out the hood and prosper, all right, and thrive. But we don't want to talk about it. We want to talk about the negative all the time. We want to talk about the toxic all the time. It's like, for example, right? When you talk about the teachers, oh, all teachers are fucked up. None of them want to teach. None of them know what that's not true. So if we know that that's not true, right? Let's show them and give the spotlight to the ones that do their thing. But people don't want to do that either. That's why I say that as humans, we're never fucking satisfied. See, me, I don't see fucking color.
it becomes the father, because you cannot be on these programs if you got a man in the house which has shit to do with anything, which says we don't want y'all to have a functional family. What the man has to do with a woman getting help from the government? This shit is clearly, you can clearly see the systemic racism and the systemic plan and agenda to destroy black families and just black people in general. And then it goes up from there, because they're not just destroying black families, they're destroying America, nigga. Let's keep this shit a buck. The crazy part is this: they control everything that's on on these social media platforms. Meaning, I can post a female in a thong and they'll flag that bitch, but yet they got this motherfucker sitting up getting this whole jugular blew off, and that shit on every platform right now.
Facts.
That's called buck breaking. Remember when Willie Lynch spoke about buck breaking? You take the biggest slave and put him in front of everybody, and you beat his ass. And that's what America is doing to not just blacks, but to everyone. They are showing us scarcity tactics, right? They're showing us what'll happen if you speak out or when they're done with you. It's just scarcity. It makes us.
And this is why I love listening to Papa Duck, and I love sharing his message, all right? Because peep how he just said, it's not just happening to blacks, it's happening to everyone in America, all right? Like people, I'm tired of people saying, oh, white people ain't poor. White people don't live in poverty. You know how many people that are white live around me? And where I live at is considered poverty. All right? I'm not rich. I'm not where I want to be. I'm where I guess I'm supposed to be. And I don't get tired of saying that.
Stay in line, okay? That's all that is buck breaking. because they control what goes on these social media platforms. I told y'all this, bro. Media is one of the biggest reasons they're able to paint perceptions in our minds. Because you got to think, when you're born in this world, this is a blank sheet of paper. So everything you know and everything you don't know come from these same motherfuckers, even your religion. Let's keep this shit a buck, bro. People act like they want to not pay attention to what really goes on in America. How can you not?
Tell them, boo. Come on, boo. Preach. Tell them. Come on, Papa Duck. Like, yo, they just hard-headed. They don't want to listen. These motherfuckers out here, right? And it's not everybody, all right? We speaking in general. But motherfuckers out here, they're stuck in cocoons, all right? Cocoons that can never open up and blossom. That's the problem. They can't get out that cocoon. No matter how hard they try, because they're stuck.
And as it goes up, they give boule ass niggas platforms and people like him platforms to speak to the people. Like, look at all these people that come hear him speak. That's a lot of influence.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start roughing the wrong feathers and you start getting out of hand because you become your own media platform by being able to reach these people, which means you could paint the perception in their minds. You could become as a journalist was, or you could become as people on the news, and they don't want that.
And that's some real shit. But people don't want to wake up and smell the coffee. I feel as though, right, and this is my personal opinion, and I don't care who gets mad, all right? I feel as though, right, that, how can I say it? I'm going to put it like this. Did they use Charlie Kirk as a example for us that, you know, speak our minds freely? Because I'm not going to sit here and lie, right? One thing that I have noticed, right, because I hear a lot of people saying it over and over, whether they're talking good or whether they're talking bad about him, right? This man has managed to influence so many kids. He has reached kids, right, to the point where it's crazy that parents have tried to reach their kids the way he has, or schools, or, you know, other influencers, and they couldn't, but he has. Is they trying to say, well, if you get to this is what could happen to you? But I feel as though if it's like that, he already knew it and he didn't care. He kept going because he had a passion for what he was doing then. All right. And like, from what I'm seeing, right, he wasn't a politician. He was a content creator. All right. I see that he was heavy in his beliefs. All right. And who are we to judge that? Who are we to judge that? He was heavy in his beliefs. And it looked like he practiced them. But like I said, all right, like I was saying earlier, like, is he wrong? It depends on who you ask. All right. If your whole brand is truth teller and half the country hears you and thinks gaslighter, maybe it's time to check the mirror, not just the mic. And let's not pretend, all right, that this is about just one video, all right? Kirk's got history, all right? Turning Point. How can I say? Turning Point USA ain't just a logo, all right? It's a launch pad for culture, war missiles. Like, so when he speaks, people don't just hear him, all right? They hear the movement, the money, and the message behind it, all right? So the twist of it is, I'm guessing that some folks are mad because he didn't go far enough. All right. They wanted fireworks and he gave them a TED talk with attitude. All right. So now we got outrage on both ends because clarity is controversial when the speaker's legacy is loud. And I hope that don't go over a lot of people's heads. All right. Basically, all right, he's like some of these old heads out here. And I like, he'll sit here, right? And you're like, how can I say it? I'm gonna say they debate. All right, some of these old heads out here be debate. They be real debateful on some real shit. So you say something and they'll sit here and they'll question the shit out of you, right? And then they'll start having you question and, you know, guessing and second guessing, right? Me, I look at these old heads and I'm like, oh, I didn't see it like that. You see where I'm coming from? Is you going to change my point of view? No, because from what I've seen, what I've experienced, you're not going to change my point of view. But now I see it another way. All right. Like I didn't think of it like that, but I'm open minded to see your way and understand what you're trying to tell me. We don't all experience the same thing. All right. As crazy as it sounds, like I don't know if y'all remember hearing Lil Wayne say, "I've never experienced racism," and I was like, "Wait, isn't Lil Wayne way older than me?" Like around his time, they say that racism was heavy. You see where I'm coming from? And I was like, "Oh, he never experienced it." Right? Isn't he like in his 40s already? No, racism wasn't even heavy around his time. I'm tripping. I'm making him sound like he in the 60s. You see where I'm coming from? But what I'm saying is, right, he in his 40s, right? And I still heard the young bulls say, right, that when they was growing up in the 80s, they experienced a little bit of the young bulls, the men, my bad. I don't know why I just called them young bulls. That's because the majority of them out here be acting like it, like on some real shit. Some of them be in their 40s acting young as shit. But anyways, right? I heard some men say and some women say, right, in the 80s they still saw a little bit of racism. So I don't know how true that is. I know that in the 60s that's believable, 70s that's believable, but it's not hard to believe if it existed, like if it was ending around that time. So I don't know. I mean, I could listen. It's hard to break this shit down, all right? Because I'm trying not to start too many topics, and I'm hoping that what I'm saying doesn't go over a lot of people's heads. All right. The whole point is, I don't see why anybody should get mad enough over someone else's point of view, someone else's opinion, someone else's way of thinking, all right, or the way someone else feels. I think that's the most childish thing in the world, and we all grown as adults, unless you're a child on these platforms.
They have think tanks that they carefully craft speeches and they carefully craft events. This shit was planned. Man, that man got hit by a sniper, homie. And it sends the message out to everyone through a buck-breaking tactic. This is what's gonna happen to your ass. How do you control millions of people's fear? How could
That's some real shit. Whoever said he grew up, he was a teenager in the 90s, I get that. What I say is, all right, I'm gonna put it like this. If Lil Wayne didn't see what the other men his age saw or women his age saw, right, around the 80s, all right, then that means that he was sheltered like I was. Because growing up, I didn't see racism. And it was crazy is I grew up in the 90s. A lot of people said racism existed. I didn't see it around me. But communities outside of my community experienced it. So who am I to say here and say, oh, well, that's not true. That didn't happen. But my whole point is, Lil Wayne, if he didn't experience it, he was sheltered just like me. All right, because we have a little community over here where I could say that a lot of us are thinking the same way. I'm not the only one that says this shit. All right, but yet other people will come in and say, well, you know, I've been through this, I've been through that. I was like, oh shit, for real? Like, damn. So it's kind of like I could sit here and say, look, listen, I don't know what racism feels like. I've never been through it. I've never been, you know, stalked by a police officer, all right, looked at the wrong way like that. Now, I could say that now in 2025, I kind of feel it on some real shit. You know what it is to walk down AC? I'm sitting here, I was like, damn, what is it? Because I'm Puerto Rican, I'm light skinned and he black. That's why y'all eyeing us down like that, mad as shit, grilling us. I'm like, damn, we walking down the boardwalk, he holding my hand. I'm, you know, my hand around his waist and shit like that. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? No matter what position we in, motherfuckers over here like, I'm like, oh, and we're not the only couple that people do that shit. I noticed that when there's a black man with a white woman, a black man with a Puerto Rican girl, a black man with a Dominican chick, a black man with an Asian chick, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, but I didn't start seeing that shit until now, right? That I'm older, right? Until I didn't start seeing that shit until I'm not gonna sit here and lie, right? Until after I turned 21. On some real shit. Like, I'm sitting here like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. When I turned 21, I swear that I wished I could have turned back the hands of time and just be a kid again. Like, this is what everybody wanted to grow up to, you know, see, to witness. Like, what the fuck? The world seems so big when you're, you know, a little person, when you're just a tiny person. But when you grow up, it's like this bitch is so small, right? It looks so small, so crowded up. You just want to get away from everybody. Like the people don't look big no more. The buildings don't look huge no more. And it's like the questions that you had are already answered by looking, by seeing, by experiencing, by listening. Just walking down the street. Like, listen, but let's go back. Let's look back. Like, these are just random thoughts on some real shit, right? Doesn't make none of it truthful. All right. Those are just thoughts on a shorty's head.
2 correctional officers control 100 inmates. Fear, conditioning. So when you speak of conditioning, if 2 officers or 2 correctional officers can maintain 100 inmates, that tells you that programming works. Why do black people do what they do? Programming. Why do white people do what they programming? Indian programming. All this is programming. And they do it in ways you don't even think possible or don't think it's effective.
Pay attention.
Buddy spoke a lot about gender. You got a lot of white people pissed off at him. I've seen interviews they've asked, did you see what happened to Charlie yesterday? They don't care. Right? And another problem is this. We're all...
Thank you. I don't know. Wait. Nathan Hankins. Yeah, I was just reading all your comments just now. I think yep. Facts. That's true. And that's why I don't get tired of saying it. Listen, back then a lot of us didn't see or experience a lot of this shit, right? The way we do now, because back in the 90s, the internet existed, but social media didn't. All right. And I think that it did for adults. I'm not going to sit here and lie. All right. Y'all was messaging each other. What y'all had, the messenger, the hotline, and all that shit. Fuck out of here. Now that I don't think that shit exists anymore, but now it's in a form of social media platforms. All right, ain't no more texting or emailing or whatever the fuck them Jones was. Listen, don't get me to lie, but I remember the kids that were older than me trying to get into that shit. Listen, back then it was through the fucking telephones, right? Them hotlines and all that shit. That's what social media was for the kids in the 80s, 70s, right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I know it existed in the 90s too. I just wasn't a part of that group. I just wasn't a part of that fucking group with them little fucking, what was it? Oh my God. I call them hotlines now. Party chats, party groups and all that. I forgot what they're called. Listen, don't get me to lie, because I wasn't a part of them, but I remember, all the fucking bigger kids hype this shit about these goddamn groups on the phone. One of my cousins all fucking night talking to different fucking chicks on them little fucking hotline apps. Listen, I say apps now, right? Like if there was an app on a goddamn telephone, that shit was wired to the fucking wall until the wireless ones came out. Yo, but I hope y'all know what I'm talking about, man, because I wasn't a part of it, right? And I can't, like, it's like I got the images in my head, but it's hard to break it down. Jesus. I think that's what they were, like different type of chat. Yeah, they had little chat rooms. Yes, different party lines, and people would get in different ones, different rooms. All right, it's funny as shit because people were still doing it when the cell phones came out, on the fucking flip phones, on the chirps and all that shit. I used to crack the fuck. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm on the party line. What the fuck is a party line? I'm like, yo, it's like every 2 years or every year the name of that shit changed, depending on who you talked. So I'm not tripping. See, all right. My memory ain't that fucked up, man. Cause I know I was a little ass kid. Listen. I'm glad y'all know I'm glad y'all know what I'm talking about. And I'm up here all discombobulated because my memory's all fucked up right now. But y'all get where I'm coming from. Yo, that's appreciated. Yo, shout out to the chat, man.
Living as individuals. The biggest problem in America is we don't live as a tribe. We don't live consolidated. We don't live. It's one globe with millions and billions of different realities. That's conflict. That's basically saying black men, we cannot control our women. Someone else is. We can't tell them what to do. And for some reason, People want to hold men or black men accountable for how black women act, and vice versa. People want to hold black women accountable for how black men act. We're all being programmed here, okay? We don't see what a black family looks like on TV. We see the opposite. We don't see nothing. All we see is the perception of black people can't be trusted. They steal, they this, they that. That paints the picture in our heads too. And it makes them feel as though because we black, we want to be black people that steal and kill and shoot. Not hell no, we scared of them too. But who paints that narrative? I don't care how much church you do, religion, none of that. You're trying to fix the wrong fucking problem. The problem ain't religion. The problem is the perception that is being painted in people's mind and the environment we're placed in that aligns with these ideologies that makes it even more true.
So true.
Right? That is the problem.
Facts.
They paint us look at BMF. Yeah, we'll pay 50 Cent millions of dollars to get on TV and put out narratives about how a bitch got shot. A black guy shot another black guy. Diddy pissed on him. Oh, yeah, man, we're going to show Rock killing her own mama on TV.
Yep.
I keep telling y'all, this is trauma. You talking about childhood trauma. Television is trauma. Let me explain to you how. I told y'all, what is a television? What is a TV? A TV is
shit, man. They don't want to hear it, Papa Duck, man. But keep preaching, boo. Keep preaching, man. We gonna reach them people. I'm gonna keep sharing your videos. I'm gonna keep reacting to them because, boo, you is telling the truth.
To you how. I told y'all, what is a television? What is a TV? A TV is an electromagnetic device that gives off stimulation through sound and imagery. Prime example, when you watch a flick.
Not just that. Break it down. Television. Peep. No, my bad. Television. Tell, lie, and vision. It's right there in the damn word.
You start getting hard as a male. Your titties get hard as a female, and ain't nobody touched your ass. That's stimulation. So when you see these things, these events that happen in these shows, that's trauma. Your brain can't decipher what is real and what is fake. You fighting a war, you don't even know you win. That's why people be talking about what we gonna do, what can we do? Bro, you can't do shit unless you get these people to understand what is going on. This is a war. People wake up every day going to work and think that's just the way God put us here to do that. That's bullshit. It's somebody right now that just got a raise happy than a motherfucker.
Real shit.
Happy? Bro, God ain't put us here to work for nobody. These people, not only do they control you, they own everything, dog. Queen Elizabeth owns the whole Canada.
No, Papa.
And that's just a speckle of the shit they own. They own the rights to the...
Hey, boo, you telling them too much. What is wrong? You didn't see what just happened to Charlie? Come on, Papa. But you know what? Let's go. See? He don't care. Some real man-ish right there.
Bible.
Speaking with his chest out. Let's hear it again.
Happy? Bro, God ain't put us here to work for nobody. These people, not only do they control you, they own everything, dog. Queen Elizabeth owns the whole Canada. And that's just a speckle of the shit they own. They own the rights to the Bible. I know I'm a little off topic, but this shit bigger than Charlie Kirk. He just been used and like they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. That's all that is, brother. Long as these people continue to control the narrative, they control this, right? And once they and then they put you in an environment, like I say, that aligns with this shit, you locked in box, bro. Most of us don't even have time to think about what's going on because we dropping our churn off to strangers so that they can be programmed, so that they can be later on in life controlled. And this shit is just a hamster wheel, dog. This is indoctrination. That's it. All this Democrat, Republic, man, I swear to God, you got to be crazy as fuck to believe this bullshit. I told y'all the forefathers wrote this shit to the point where they wrote a constitution where bitches are dead making more money than motherfuckers alive.
The way he just said that, I'm sorry.
Shit got nothing to do with God, dog. This is about demonic, greedy ass people that want to control the world. And it's even deeper than that with AI. They just use Charlie Kirk as an example. That's it.
That's
So you could get out your feelings.
That's what I thought. That's what I had a feeling watching the videos, listening to people's reactions. All right, because it's only been 2 days that this came to me. All right, and I'm sitting here like, who the fuck is Charlie Kirk? And then somebody sent me the video. I was like, oh, that's the boy that was with Candace Owens, and I was like, oh shit. And I didn't have a problem with him when I heard that debate that I was reviewing and reacting to. So I was like, why is everybody mad at the dude? I mean, y'all gotta really listen to what people say. And that's the problem that we're having nowadays. People don't take the time to listen. All right. They hear what they want to hear at the moment. They get hyped up, heated up at that moment, and it's curtains. Fuck what you saying. It's my way or the highway. Boom. Now you in a coffin. Like we've been on a spiritual war for a minute and we haven't realized it yet, yo. They are yes, that's what you call self-censored. Yes, self-centered people. Let me leave T Mac. Shout out to T Mac, yo.
All this, everything. If you deal in politicians in any type of way, if you think politics or politicians or you think any of this shit gonna help you, you done lost your motherfucking mind. You are exactly the people they want. They don't want people to rebel. Why you think it's more Martin Luther Kings and more Martin Luther King why you been spoke about than Malcolm X? Martin Luther King was about peace. Keep the peace. Malcolm X was like, man, fuck that shit, man. Why would I want to eat in a restaurant that I'm not allowed to come in or welcome? So they don't promote that shit though. They don't want motherfuckers. They don't want them radicals. They don't want motherfuckers that's gonna rebel. They want obedient motherfuckers.
Yep.
And these people have been running the show for too long. You have people that just love people, bro. No matter what color you are. This color shit didn't come from me. This color shit didn't come from you. It came from the demonic motherfuckers at the top that want to run the world, and they paint these narratives in our minds. If you get some children, you get a Chinese kid, you can get a white kid, you can get a Jewish kid, you can get a black kid, they'll all play and have a great time.
That's some real shit, and that's why I say, man, y'all don't get it, yo. Like y'all is really falling for the hype, yo, on some real shit. It ain't nothing but fucking tricks, illusions, all right? The world is nothing but a stage, and people haven't figured that shit out yet, all right? Like, let's get it together because the medic's bag is empty and motherfuckers is shit out of luck. Y'all waiting for mommy and daddy to come tell you in luck? Shit, and that they give a fuck? Keep waiting, all right? Because listen.
Until they've been instilled with the scarcities and instilled with racism, systemic racism, and what this color mean and that could. And now you've been programmed. If I can program you to not like a person, I can program you to love a person. Man, I'm smart enough to know, man, you can't. The only way you can hate me without experiencing me as a person is by what you was told. Right. And with the heavy propaganda and the heavy promoting, you have been told not to like white people or not to like black people or Mexican or Spanish people not to like black, because there's a lot of Spanish people that be having problems with black people. Everybody got a problem with black people because we've been programmed this shit, bro.
You ain't lying. And listen, as a Puerto Rican, I be telling you, listen, I know what I am. I know where my tribe is, right? I come from Puerto Rico, yes. I was raised in North Philadelphia, yes. All right. HP is the community that I was raised in. All right. But I was born in Puerto Rico. And the family that I was born into believes heavy in the tribe, all right, that they come from, which is considered the Taino tribes. When I look deep into my roots and my culture to see who I am, do y'all know that I come from African, Jamaican, all right, and Haitian descendants? Let's be real. The Tainos is a mixture of that, all right? The Tainos were saved, right? They were able to escape from what they was going through thanks to the West Africans, all right, and the Moors, all right? And boom, we are the descendants of that. So I'm not going to sit here and deny that, I got all them, all them ethnicities running through my veins. All right. I'm not going to deny that I come from African, Jamaican, and Haitian descendants. That explains why my hair looks the way it looks, even though I'm light as shit. That explains why my face looks the way it looks, all right? It explains a lot. And people don't seem to understand that. Like, I didn't understand when people was like, oh shit, like, like when I had my daughter, right? When I had both my sons, right? I had one that's caramel, right? And another one is like, I call him my little vanilla ice, all right? And it was crazy is, right? It was shocking to me the first time that I heard somebody say, oh, do they both belong to the same father? I was like, what? Well, because you got a little bit of color on you, and their dad is. I'm sitting here like, is you fucking kidding me? No, the funny part was when I had my daughter, how motherfuckers out here telling the siblings they can't be related because she's too dark, he's too white, and he's in between. I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on with people? So that's what people are enjoying now, talking about racism, worrying about the color of your skin. What's crazy is when I was growing up, I didn't have to worry about none of that. Now, I'm not going to sit here like I told you. When I grew up and I got older and I left my community, I seen it. I experienced it. I walked it. And that wasn't until after I had my firstborn. I didn't really leave my community until after I had my secondborn. As crazy as it sounds. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I see this shit. All right? We want to fix so much shit, but we need to understand that before we could help anybody else or even fix a community, you have to fix what's going on in your own home first. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm fucking crazy. Right? Like, come on, man. I'm tired of that race. Like, I know that it did exist. All right. But these people, all right, how can I put it like this? Our ancestors, all right, and these people that y'all talk so much about, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, and all of them, they didn't become martyrs for nothing. They didn't just, sit here and sacrifice themselves for nothing. All right. The blueprint is there. We just don't want to see it. All right. Look at the Amish community. They're thriving. All right. The Jewish got their own community. And I'm not going to sit here and lie. I don't want us to divide. But if we feel as though, you see where I'm coming from, we got to start a community, all right, where we can come together and teach what we want to teach our kids, we should do that. They're not going to fuck with us for starting a whole community as long as we don't fuck with them. All right? Like, what's the problem with us, how can I say, mixing and mingling the way, like, look at how, like, listen, this has been happening for years. Once again, all right, like I said, my family comes from the Taino tribe, right? And it's crazy how they mixed and mingled. But they said that back then, there was no mixing and mingling. Obviously, there was. Like they said that it was just, only Africans that existed at one point. Different Africans, yes, different tribes of Africans. Let me put it like that. That came out stupid and fucked up. But I'm hoping y'all understand where I'm coming from. But that took me doing my own research, me taking the time, all right, to read what has happened in the past and not stay stuck dwelling in it. All right. I understood what was going on. All right. But now the question is, how do we move forward from now? What do we do now for what's happening now? How do we improve the things that are happening around us? All right. Because listen, like, if y'all want to talk perception, let's talk about perception. All right. Because that's the real battlefield here. Charlie Kirk didn't scream, didn't slur, didn't throw chairs. But what he did do was speak from a world view that's been shaped by power, privilege, and platform. And when you've got that kind of reach, all right, how can I say neutrally? All right, neutrally, my bad, neutrality. I can never say the word right. All right, ain't neutral. It's a choice. People aren't mad because of a single sentence. They're mad because of the subtext, the way he frames oppression like a debate prompt. All right. The way he treats systemic inequality like a branding issue. It's not what he said, it's what he didn't say. No acknowledgement of historical trauma. That's because he's not stuck in the past. All right. Like, no nod to the community still fighting for breath, just clean cut rhetoric dressed up as truth. And that's because he's trying to get to the solution. But maybe I'm seeing it wrong. All right. Like I say, he's like one of them little uncles or one of them old heads in the streets. All right. That instead of hearing you whine and cry about the situation, he wants you to figure out the solution to the problem so that you could improve it. But maybe I'm tripping. And you know what's crazy is, right, here's the kicker. When someone like Kirk speaks, it's not just commentary, all right? Is Kier I can never pronounce the word right. It's choreography, all right? I hate saying the word because it comes so fucked up out my mouth. But I'm gonna leave it down here. I like when I do this, all right, because people could understand the word when I leave it in the chat. All right. There is one race, the human race. Shout out to D, whoever said that. That's because of all the ethnicities in you, Nathan. That's because of all the ethnicities in you. Liberation is a disease, man. Listen. There is one race, the human race, and I agree with you. I agree with you, D. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. But back on point, right? Every word is a part of a larger dance that reinforces a narrative. All right. That's the real problem. All right. It isn't injustice, it's the people who talk about it too much. That's why folks are heated because it feels like he's gaslighting the entire arc of struggle with a smile and a mic. All right. But let's flip it. Maybe the outrage says more about us than him. Maybe we've built a culture where we expect every public figure to carry out our pain, validate our truth, and speak our language. And when they don't, we call it violence. All right. That's a slippery slope. Let's be real. Because if we can't distinguish between disagreement and erasure, we lose the ability to build bridges or burn the right ones. So, yeah, Kirk might not have gone too far, but the reaction is a mirror. It shows us how deep the wounds run. All right. How loud the silence feels and how much we still crave accountability from voices that shape the discourse. All right. And I'm hoping, this don't go over a lot of people's head, what I'm saying. Because if y'all misunderstood him, all right, and I'm not talking about everybody, all right, I'm speaking in general. All right, for those that are out there self-centered, all right. Because if y'all misunderstood what he was saying, I could I don't even want to think about how y'all misunderstand what I'm saying. All right. But those that understand, y'all understand shit. But those that feel some type of way, all right, look, listen. The door's right there. All right. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you, where the good Lord split you. On some real shit.
We don't control what comes on TV. I got videos of lawyers, white lawyers, telling you they fight the same cases as they fight with black people and white people, and they have a hard time getting black people the same results as whites. She 100% tells you this shit is racist. And it comes from the top. So at some point, I'm not saying be stupid or be ignorant. Just understand, dog. It's just what it is. Not people are poisoned in the mind, and you might have to fuck them up. Fuck them up if that's what you got to do. Because I'm not gonna tell you to be responsible for what they've been programmed. So if you're a person and you don't like this person because of the programming, I'm gonna have to fuck you up. And I will. But I still understand why you the way you are. I got more of a chance to walk away because I'm not gonna let. But if you come, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm telling you now. If you get caught up in that, and I'm just breaking this shit down from a way where a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, it's fucked up, but I'm telling you why. But that don't mean don't defend yourself or go for some bullshit. No, man, that just mean now you know. Now you know why shit the way it is. Now you know why people look at you the way they look at you. And based off that, bro, you ain't got to get in your feelings about a lot of shit because it's really beneath you at this point.
Facts.
I go to prison over some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Play chess, not checkers, my nigga. And at the end of the day, like I be trying to say, this shit gonna get way worse before it get better.
Yep.
It just gonna be that. You feel me? So at the end of the day, man, this Charlie Kirk shit, this shit was just a message. That's all this was. That's it. America, like they say, to get a piece of the American pie. If you believe in the American pie, they tell you that shit, the American dream. If you believe in the American dream, they tell you to believe in it, but you got to be sleep to believe that shit. That's why they call it the American dream. Why the fuck it got to be a dream? Fuck a dream. The reality is in America is ran by demonic people, right? That all they want is control. Why do one person or a group of people want so much control over people? I don't know. They blame the aliens. They blame every motherfucking body. But God, ain't no God finna come out no sky to save your motherfucking ass.
I keep saying that shit.
Right? Everything that you got it for a reason. You got everything you need. They just fucked you up here.
Mm-hmm. Mentally.
So with that being said, man, I love y'all, man. But listen, the shit finna get way worse before it get better. You feel me? And I just try to break this shit down where you can consume it and see it in a different light, man. This social media shit done fucked us up. These people target us in ways that we don't think is possible. All of a sudden, our women want to be showing their ass, and now beauty runs everything. There's no other equalities that's being that's being presented.
And he not lying. I was just having a conversation with my baby pops earlier, right? And I asked him, I was like, babe, it was me and another woman content creator talking the other day, and I can't remember where I was. I was on somebody's channel. Don't get me to lie. But I was talking to somebody, right? And she said, why isn't it that, we don't have more women content creators that are bringing awareness, right, to everyday, things that, like the things that are happening around us and stuff like that. Kind of like Papa Doug, Angry Man, and stuff like that. Kwame Brown and stuff, right? Like them, right? She was like, do you notice that the women content creators are more into the celebrity gossip, into the music, or they're into dancing or just cooking? I was like, yo, I just noticed that it's not too many content creators that are women that are just sitting here bringing awareness. I know of a few. I know Michi X is out there. We got Ms. V, right? And these are small content creators. There's a few out here, but there's more male content creators, all right, bringing awareness than women. And I feel as though, like, what's going on? Wait a minute, women? Like, y'all supposed to be nurturers and, caretakers, and I could just keep going down. Y'all should be bringing awareness to everything. But shout out to the real women out here that are not scared to hit these, topics, right? Like this. Doesn't matter the topic on some real shit. Like over here, we hit all topics, all right? And if you feel some type of way, all right, about what we say, all right, because we've hurt your ego, all right, and we've bruised it because what we say doesn't fit your narrative, shit, motherfucker, like I said, the door right there. It's too much bullshit going on out here over fucking opinions, yo. Yeah, it's too many women competing against each other, but y'all not realizing our children need us. All right, and then we want to bash the men while I'm not gonna say, stop saying we, because we don't all do it. All right, some. All right, it's the same way that we got to stop putting all women in one category and all men in one category, because they're not all the same. All right, now all men are the same. Oh, this one man hurt you. Oh, fuck all men. Fuck all of them. And it happens in every culture, every ethnicity, all right? This woman hurt you. Fuck all these bitches, man. These ain't nothing but hoes. But she didn't hurt you. She did. But they all gotta pay the price. Yeah, that's what it is. On some real shit. Sacrifice is all I hear. Listen. Listen. Don't get me to lie. All right. So Gary is right on what he is saying, yo. But what are y'all thoughts and opinions about Charlie Kirk? All right. Shout out to everybody that, gave me their thoughts and opinions. But that's some real shit right there. Hold on 1 second. Because I'm glad Gary said that, yo. Because a lot of women do stay hurt on some real shit. And then they take it out on every man, and it shouldn't be like that, right? Because it's crazy that I did a lyrical poem on something like that. All right, but this woman, all right, the woman, she fought. She said, fuck that. She said, I ain't going to let one man hurt me. I'm just not letting that same man come back into my life. See the difference? All right? She ain't blame every man. She just said, I don't want the same man to come back into my life.
Do you know I believed everything you ever said to me? First man I ever put my shield down for. Look at how you played me. Give you my heart for what? I told you it's not that easy to tame me. Give you my heart for what? I don't want no one to entertain me. Give you my heart for what? When you already sacrifice is what I hear you tell me. Sometimes I feel like you don't even know me. Lord, please help me. The situation is really starting to annoy me. So tell me what we do now.
And you know what's crazy? Some men feel the same way. I don't want you back in my life. I'm moving on. And some bitches get fucking pissed about that shit. All right, so this is a vice versa thing. All right, in my opinion.
Looking for something where there's nothing, I don't want to argue anymore. Living with the illusion that one day you'll love me the same way that I do, but I'm just a game to you. You're looking for vengeance in me while I'm dreaming of a future for us. I don't know what to do anymore. Sacrifice is what I hear you tell me. Shoot, I don't even want to see you anymore. They say that from love we cannot escape, so why lie to each other? I don't even feel you anymore. I know they already tore your heart apart. I gave you my heart and you watched it bleed. They tore you into pieces. I just want you to know that that wasn't me. They hurt you and that messed you up. But tell me, why do I have to pay the consequences? Maybe you love someone that you shouldn't have loved. You made a fatal decision. Tell me, why do I have to pay the consequences? Maybe they played you. They didn't really love you. It was probably an adventure. Nothing more than just a game to them. They never really gave you a chance. I just really had to pay the consequences. Damn, I would have never thought we made it this far. I'm sitting here thinking, you thinking that you love me, me wanting to believe you. It all felt so real what we were living. Even though in our hearts we didn't mean it. God, damn, we're in so deep. Do you know I believed everything you ever said to me? First person I ever put my shield down for, and look at how you played me. Give you my heart for what? I told you it's not that easy to tame me. Give you my heart for what? I don't want no one to entertain me. Give you my heart for what? When you already blame me. Sacrifice is what I hear you tell me. Sometimes I feel like you don't even know me. Lord help me. This situation is really starting to annoy me.
But yeah, as y'all can see, all right, we got women that are willing to move forward, and we got women that want to stay stuck in the, in that present moment on the person that hurt them, and then, that hurt, they take it out on everybody else. We got men that do it too. All right. It's like a vice versa thing. Why? I don't know. So I'm not gonna sit here and get testy with nobody on some real shit. All right. I know shit. I want to keep my relationship. Stay the fuck faithful. All right. On some real shit. Do what you gotta do. Listen, a relationship is based on 100. It's not based on 50-50. And that's something that for some reason, all right, has been passed down through, I'm not going to say generations, because that's not fucking true. I don't know who started the blueprint, but somebody started that new blueprint, and it wasn't a generational curse, all right, and it wasn't something passed down through our ancestors. That's some shit that they started, I guess, when this welfare shit happened, all right. This, how can I say this? Feminism shit started. All right, I could just keep going down, but these are my opinions. All right, guys, y'all are more than welcome to leave y'all's down below. All right, like And I'm a woman saying this. Yes, I know a lot of people get shocked when I, speak like this, but that's how I think and I feel because of what I see, because of what I perceive. Shit, like, what the fuck? So somebody gonna get mad at me for telling the truth of what I see around me? It's not based on what y'all going around. I mean, it's crazy that I've talked to people and they be like, damn, I see the same shit in women though. I mean, like, I don't know. Sometimes I be questioning, like, damn, women, are we the problem sometimes? And I'm not saying all of us, but some of us. Shit. But no, Ray, you can't think like that either. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, everything is so fucking backwards nowadays. Like, on some real shit. But then we got to realize that today's men ain't yesterday's men. Today's women is not yesterday's women. All right? And all I can sit here and say is that this generation and my generation were built from different cloths. But that's all the time that I got right now. All right, we're gonna do part 2 later on, and if we don't do it later on, we'll do it in the morning. All right, if you haven't subbed up, make sure you do. Like I told y'all, we're gonna be doing the prize giveaways soon, so make sure you become a member, because the prize giveaways are only gonna be for members only. All right, we're gonna give out poetry books. We're gonna give out hoodies and stuff like that. All right, and when we do start getting a chance and the opportunity to, we're gonna start blessing those that have blessed us. All right. So with all that being said, guys, I hope all y'all have a blessed and humble day, man. And remember, yo, stop worrying about the skin color. All right. Let's stop turning debates into arguments, and let's start finding solutions to improve the things that are happening around us.
Chains of the past, let's rearrange. Y'all really stuck? You know. So how do we move forward? Let's add something new. Together we can rise. Yeah, that's what we do. Don't get stuck in the past. Let the hate fall away. We're building the future. No more fighting over colors. It's unity we need. Plant the seed of change. Watch the future succeed. So damn, y'all, stop acting like y'all lost. Break the mold. It's time to pay the calls. Heal the wounds. Let the real flow. Step out the matrix, man. Let your true self grow. Don't let this digital world, flatline. It's just a little food for thought. Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. System got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're sharing the leads. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite, it's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They build the walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the walls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. It's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo when they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through, leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left from us. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. That's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. So remember this moment, remember this face, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system, and united we're all.